Hello, guys. This is another Opinions of Horror episode. I have not done one of these in a while now. But something's been going on my mind. If you guys have been following my videos, you would know that I'm starting to get into animation. I've been wanting to do animation for a while, and I just think I think I've always wanted to do animation, but now I'm actually starting to get the nick of it. I think that's the right term. And I'm still actually learning how to use 3D animation like Blender to create animation. So I can make animated short films, animated movies, and all that stuff. So I thought it would be appropriate to talk about something that kind of bugged me for a while. So a lot of people say, and I think I do agree, that animation is a wonderful, beautiful thing. And believe it or not, most animation was invented for the use of children's films. So mostly, if it wasn't for children, animation might have not been invented or used at all. Could have been an invention, but it might have not been used. I don't know how accurate that is, but and of course, I just love a lot of children's films too, especially ones from as early as the 60s all the way to mostly the 2000s. I think a lot of really classic and actually really good movies have came from there. But here's the thing. I think around the 2010s, that's when children's animation has mostly been going down, at least for me. And that's kind of sad because a lot of the animation in most of these movies I'm about to talk about, from the 2010s, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty well designed. It's just too bad that it's a well designed animated movie. It's just that everything else is, at least to me, everything else is crap. So what can I use for example? The Cars movies I'll use for example. So with Pixar, they're one of those brands where the creators rely on originality. Because if you've been watching Pixar, you would know that mostly all of their movies have been original, very original. Even movies that are they're what you call a sequel. Even sequels have been original. So when the first Cars movie came out, I think it was very, very original. It was a very original movie. Did I stop liking it? Yes, I have stopped liking it. I found it to be annoying. The second Cars movie was just plain dumb, and it wasn't original. And I thought it's kind of sad. And I want to talk about this because the third Cars movie came out, and we're going to get to that in a little while. But I think it's sad because Pixar, like I just said, their creators rely on originality. But when they start using a concept and storyline and all humor and all this other stuff that other anime movies at the time are doing, that's kind of, to me, that's a little sad because they're losing their originality. They're just losing it completely. And I think Cars 2 was a pretty good example of that because it was doing the classic James Bond whole super agent spy thing. And I thought that was pretty sad. And it relied on that story, which I think ruined the movie, at least for me. And so then we go to this year, 2017, and a third Cars movie came out. And exactly what I said for the second movie, at least for me, it was doing everything that kids' movies of the time, or this decade, are doing. Mostly, it's like the story isn't original, which, for me, if a movie doesn't have an original story, that's fine. I don't care. That's the thing about me. I don't really care about an original story, especially if I know the creators really don't care about originality and they rather do something fun. But this movie, what ruined it for me was was the acting and mostly the humor. Because it was like stuff I've seen already from children's movies. Like, I barely watched the second trailer. I believe it was the second trailer. Yeah, I barely watched the second trailer, and I already hated it. I didn't even go see the movie, and I don't think I ever will watch it. But it was like every other trailer. I don't know what I was about to say, but it was like every other trailer for every other children's movie I have seen from this year and last year and beyond. It's just like that, and it's like the humor in it. It was so much like the humor in other children's movies I've been seeing that it wasn't funny anymore. It was like, oh my god, I've seen this so many times that instead of laughing, it just makes me cringe. And the sad thing about Cars 3 was that I thought the animation was good. The animation actually looked pretty decent and pretty awesome. But that's the only thing that looked good about the movie. And that's sad. At least to me, because when you're going to watch even an animated movie, you would hope that maybe everything would be good to you. Like the acting, the story maybe, or the music. If it has music. Some animated movies don't even have music. But mostly the acting and humor if it's going to be a comedy. But with me in Cars 3, if it's like you've seen this, it feels like you've seen this exact movie, but in different, how you say it, formats, I guess you can say, before, it's just like, it's almost like it ruins it for you. I hope some of you might agree with me, but, there's a dog barking. Anyway, it ruins it. And that's why I didn't go see Cars 3. I don't know, I think Cars 3 everybody was kind of making fun of, and I can see that. The very first teaser trailer made it look so overly dramatic, and that people were actually saying, like, Cars 3 was directed by Christopher Nolan. Which, don't get me wrong, I love Nolan's movies, but it looked like that dramatic thing they do. So, it was so stupid and over dramatic. And then the second trailer is the one I've been talking about. It was almost like it lost its touch. And that's sad. Because once again, Pixar, the creators at Pixar like using originality. Even in sequels to their movies, they love keeping it original. So when a movie, it feels like you've seen this movie 1,000 times, it's like it lost its originality. And I remember, if you guys remember earlier in the video, I said I didn't care about originality in a story or a movie. Well, like I said when it's gonna get confusing. Like I said when I said that, when it comes to directors, like if they don't care about originality, that's when I don't care. But when creators like Pixar, when they care so much about originality, that's kind of like when I care. I think it like has an effect. Like you can tell they care about originality. Like if you watch the trailers for the Toy Story movies or A Bug's Life or any other Pixar movie besides the Cars movies, you can tell they care about originality. They care to be original. And that's why I didn't like the trailers for Cars 3 or Cars 2, because it wasn't original. It wasn't original no more. It lost its originality. It lost every bit of originality. And the only thing that's, to me at least, the only thing that seemed good was the animation. Pixar's classic 3D animation. So, that brings me to my next point. What movies would I say would be better? Or something like around those lines. And to me, we don't get a lot of these. I think adult animation's better. I know. It's a shocker, right? I really do think adult cartoons, like movies, TV, short films, I think they're better. because they can do whatever they want. They don't have to stay in this little sub center like thingy. They can expand and do whatever they want because they have the R rating. They can do whatever they want. Even with a PG-13 rating, they can sometimes do whatever they want. And I think that means they can make it more original. I know a lot of people did not like this movie because they thought it grossed them out. It did. In fact, I was scarred the first time I seen it, but I've seen it now about like 2 or 3 times, and I can tell you, I actually found it funnier. I would have loved to buy this movie. That was Sausage Party. I know. Sausage Party was actually pretty original if you think about it. A lot of it was very original. Mostly the entire thing was original. I loved everything about it. Okay, maybe the orgy scene, spoiler alert, maybe the orgy scene was a bit too much, but besides that, I loved everything about it. It was so original, it was so fresh. I just liked it. And until that orgy scene, I was actually enjoying the movie, seeing it in theaters until, of course, the orgy scene. But, yeah, I think now I've been watching more adult animations, and there are even animations that are meant for kids, but they became known as adult cartoons, like Fantastic Mr. Fox. Did I say that wrong? Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline. Those have now become mostly movies that are mostly, I guess, not intended for children anymore because they have so many adult themes in them. And Coraline's just plain out creepy. So it's like it's not even a family movie anymore. It's more like a movie for like Halloween for the horror fans like me. But anyway, I think a lot of adult animations are way better. I actually really do. I think they're a lot better. And some directors that are making family animated movies actually are using adult themes. I think possibly the most recent anime movie I've seen in theaters that used adult themes and to me was very fresh and everything was Kubo and the Two Strings. Oh yeah, and also Moana. That was all. Those two I think did it the best. So far as like, I think Moana so far is my favorite family movie that come out in recent years. Or at least one of them. Kubo, I don't even consider it a family movie because it is a very dark movie. And at least, does anyone else think that? Whoever's seen Kubo and the Two Strings, does anyone else think that? Because I kind of thought it was a bit dark, which I actually liked. I'm glad it was a dark movie. But like I said, I think adult animations and anime movies that even have a lot of adult themes and are dark and everything, I think are better. Because they're just more original. I can watch it and be like, hell yes. And it's like, after that, I watch a family kids movie, and I'm just like, no. Why? I don't know why. Animation, and again, this might not be accurate, but animation was meant for children. It was meant to entertain children as a new way to make family-friendly movies. And when these people use this animation, I don't know why I said this animation. When people use animation to make things for the grown-ups, and it ends up being better, like it's better used for grown-up films, it's like, wow, that's kind of saying something. I don't know, but I like adult animations way more than I actually do with children's animations, especially these days. These days, it's almost like everything's being used. Everything is being used. It's a big possibility that I'm the only one that thinks this, but I feel when I watch a lot of trailers for anime movies that are coming out either this year or last year, it feels like I'm watching the same movie of the same thing of another movie that I've seen the trailer of, because it's like there's no more originality anymore. There's no originality. I think the only trailer to me, that looks super original and super fresh is going to be that movie that comes out in November called Coco. About where the little boy goes in the land of the dead. I think that's the only movie that looks super fresh and it doesn't look like it's using anything that has been used in children's movies. So it doesn't feel like I'm watching the same thing I've seen 1,000,000 times. It feels like I'm watching a brand new movie. So, yeah. This has been in my opinions of horror episode. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it here. And again, hence the name, this is mostly my opinion. This is my opinion. So, everyone, of course, has different opinions. This is mine. Anyway, I just think adult animations are kind of better. I think there should be more adult animated movies out there. But there aren't. It used to be a big thing like in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s. And then it kind of was brought back with Sausage Party. But then, of course, that's it. I think there should be a lot more. The anime movies, because I think I've said this a lot, because I want to make indie movies. I think most of them are going to be animated. And they're not going to be for children. I can tell you that. They're definitely not going to be for children. Even my animated short films. So anyway, I think adult animations are better than children's animation. That's it, actually. So that's it for this episode. I just wanted to talk about this because I've been thinking about it for a while. And now I've been actually, I've been looking up tutorials for how to do 3D animation using an animated, a free animated software. It's pretty good, called Blender. And since I've been animating this, since I animated this little animation thing, which is like a robot dog thing, I've been thinking about this, and I really wanted to talk to you guys about this. So, again, these are my opinion. This is my opinions. What do you guys think? Do you guys think, well, mostly everything I said, do you guys agree? Or do you guys have, something or something like that? I don't know. Do you guys agree? Mostly, do you guys agree or disagree? I would like to know in the comments below. And if you guys can give this video a big thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time in the shadows. Goodbye.